And by the way, yes, my last name is Hubbard, and people ask me if I'm related to L. Ron. The answer is no. In fact, I'm not even related to anybody named Hubbard. I have no bloodline to that name. My father does not know who his father is, and at one point he heard his father might be named Greenblatt, which is a Jewish last name. So I might actually be a Greenblatt. Anyhow. And by the way, yes, my last name is Hubbard, and people ask me if I'm related to L. Ron. The answer is no. In fact, I'm not even related to anybody named Hubbard. I have no bloodline to that name. My father does not know who his father is, and at one point he heard his father might be named Greenblatt, which is a Jewish last name. So I might actually be a Greenblatt. Anyhow. Bloodline to that name. My father does not know who his father is, and at one point he heard his father might be named Greenblatt, which is a Jewish last name. So I might actually be a Greenblatt. Anyhow.
Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Call for an uprising here. Give me a break. Now, I know most of you who follow this channel, you've seen some of the exposed videos I've done on people that relentlessly harass, stalk, and obsess over me. And it makes absolutely no sense to me why any of these people continue to try to poke my buttons when every single time that this happens, I either humiliate or embarrass the person to the point that they lose many, many subscribers. And this will be no different today. Now, flat earthers and people out there I know who have been under attack, and specifically Christians from this guy, you might know him as Zachary Hubbard. Now you're probably saying, who? Exactly. Worth anyone's time or breath? Not really. But is this important to get this truth out about this Israeli intelligence agent? It sure is. So he's only getting a small amount of attention here, which is what he craves, because he is a sociopath with a small ego and what we call little pee-pee syndrome. But I ask you to get your popcorn ready. Sit back and relax. This might be a longer video, but you're going to want to listen to it in its entirety because Mr. Hubbard, who has a cult-like following here on YouTube somehow, some way through deception, lies, and propaganda, and people who are very unintelligent that listen to his channel, mainly people who attack Christians, are going to find out that their hero, that their YouTube gematria fool that is Zachary Hubbard isn't even really Zachary Hubbard. And in fact, he is a Khazarian Jew working for Israeli intelligence. And I'll show you from words out of his own mouth that prove to you that he's a lying Jew and that he is not a Christian. And as all of you know, the Zionist movement, this is all set up to destroy Christianity. And this guy is one of those guys that goes out of his way to attack Christians, to attack other truth channels, to attack people because he has alpha male syndrome, who are better than him in every single way imaginable, at every single thing possible, and make much better videos and don't sound like this when they talk. Now, before we get into exposing Mrs. Hubbard or Mr. Hubbard, whatever it is, an 80-pound grown man who sends cyber threats across the internet to people, who say things about people's family members, including my sister, about her death, because that's what kind of a piece of garbage this guy is, who says things about Jesus Christ and about how retarded Christians are and how Christians need to be wiped off the face of the earth and killed because we're killing society. Well, Mr. Hubbard, when your followers find out that you're really working for Israeli intelligence, and I know that's going to be hard for people to believe because they're going to say, intelligence? Zachary Hubbard? Same sentence? Can't be true. I know. But they do put on the role of being morons, which is why a lot of people, when you listen to his channel, he just lies and lies and lies and gets away with it. Because he plays to a very dumbed-down audience, an audience that anytime something happens in this world, instead of using critical thinking and research and evaluating stuff, he plugs names and numbers into his Jew calculator because he is a Jew, one that he has memorized in his head, and one he's indoctrinating people with because he's a follower of the Talmud and a follower of the Kabbalah. And one of the reasons Mr. Hubbard can't get my name out of his mouth is twofold. You'll see this very commonly here on YouTube. There are hundreds of videos claiming to expose me. The videos are just pretty much me talking and then them going, look, he's not a Christian because he cursed or he yelled or something like that. All ridiculousness. This is really about alpha male syndrome and pride, which I talk about all the time with a lot of these YouTubers. But mainly they know by mentioning me in a video that they can get many, many views, as Mr. Hubbard did when he recorded a conversation or a show that I did and uploaded it. It's one of his most viewed videos. Look at the garbage content he puts out every day. He can only get 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views. But when you mention me, as you'll see on all these channels, their most viewed videos are ones talking about this channel. So they continually go out of their way to lure in people to their channel by mentioning this channel because they don't know how to make content on their own. Now, it's important for you to listen to this before I get into showing you that he's Israeli intelligence, showing you out of his own mouth that he is Jewish, showing you out of his own mouth that he is not who he claims to be, that his name isn't even Zachary Hubbard, and he's not related to anyone named Hubbard. It's not his bloodline. I just want to start with, a lot of you might be aware that we did a live show. I did one with New World Agenda, talking about Pizzagate, pretty much a vent session, just talking about people who continue to begin this domino effect. Hubbard was the guy who began the domino effect, covering up for the pedophiles. And you'll see that as I go through this video, that's what he does. He covers up for pedophiles. He covers up for pedophilia. He doesn't talk about it. All these events that have happened in America and worldwide that involves satanic sex trafficking of kids, he covers up for them. Why do you think? Because he is Jewish. But when Mr. Hubbard came on my show, he created this illusion on his channel for people who are completely delusional that believe in his garbage, that he was a guest on my show. He was not a guest on my show. My show was talking about channels who were pushing propaganda against Pizzagate because they had no research, but they had sick and tired of hearing people talk about it. And then what happened was when Mr. Hubbard created his videos, other people started copying what he said and were influenced by it. People who I used to consider friends of mine on YouTube, who are no longer friends of mine, who completely stabbed me in the back and sided with Zachary Hubbard, which I'll get into in more detail as well. But I want people out there to know that Mr. Hubbard was trolling the chat in the conversation that me and New World Agenda were having. He was trolling the chat, and I gave him an opportunity to come on the show live. I emailed Mr. Hubbard before he came on live, and I said there's no recording. That's the only rule. You cannot record when you come on my show. The reason I don't let people record because it's my show, it's my content, and I'm especially shills like him, frauds like him, I'm not going to allow them to record my show and then get views off of it because that's what they do, and that's exactly what he did despite me telling him he could not. And that's exactly what scumbags do. So Mr. Hubbard came on the show, and he was mocked and he was ridiculed for defending pedophiles, for not answering any questions, for not knowing what McMartin was, or not knowing what the Franklin cover-up was, even though the next day he had solved the McMartin case. Many of you have spent years and years researching it. The next day he plugged some numbers in McMartin into his calculator and said that was a fraud and a hoax too. No investigative work, because he doesn't do any investigative work. He does nothing except plug things into his calculator. So we're going to plug his information into the calculator as well, and you'll see for yourself what a fraud this guy is. But I just want people to know that he was not allowed to record the conversation. He was told he's not allowed to record it, and he recorded it because he's a little lying scumbag. So he recorded it, and then what he did is he was so mad at the end of the show because he was so embarrassed and humiliated, he uploaded it, and he told everybody on his channel, oh, I've won this debate, and I've ran a call for an uprising off YouTube, when everybody knew I was taking a break, and I don't have to prove anything. Yeah, Mr. Hubbard, I was so upset when I was mocking you, making fun of you, and you cried, cursed everyone off, and ran off the air like a toddler because you couldn't get a point across, because you couldn't answer a single question. You should be so flattered to think that you could run me off YouTube. Mr. Hubbard, you're an 80-pound little boy. You look like a little elf troll, okay? Let's make it perfectly clear. Anything between me and you will be like Brock Lesnar fighting Steve Urkel, okay? You can't beat me in a debate. You can't argue against me. Your channel is awful. Your debates are awful. And all the things you promote are a joke. The next day, of course, Mr. Hubbard sent a bunch of dirty, filthy messages over to me, only to do a video on that. What he did was he showed emails that I sent to him, but didn't show what he wrote to me. Because he's a little scumbag, and that's what little girls do. So people went, oh, I can't believe a call for an uprising said that. Well, if you saw what he said to me, and you saw how he mocked, and he said, I'm uploading the video anyway, enjoy it on my channel, even though I told him he couldn't. So this is all little childish stuff. But this is something I wanted people to know, because I'm sick of people saying, that was really mean of how you treat him. It's my show. It's my channel. I'm not going to have somebody on my show who trolls in the channel, who's bugging people in the chat room, come on my channel and then promote and defend pedophiles. Just not going to happen. And unlike Hubbard, what you see is what you get with me. I talk like this in my videos. I talk like this in my live shows. I yell. I raise my voice. All of you who listen to this channel know that. I'm the real deal. There's no acting here. I don't put on a facade and play the role of kind, oh, Christian, kumbaya. This is what Hubbard wants Christians to do. That's why people like him try to bring down other Christians. Because Christians with a backbone can destroy him, just like what was done to him that day. And he hasn't been able to get over it. He hasn't been able to get over it. He actually re-uploaded the video yesterday, which was really an answer to a prayer, because I was waiting and holding this information back, because I didn't really want to bother my subscribers with it. But I know that this video needs to be made, and it needs to sit at the top of the list of exposed videos, especially at the top of the list anytime somebody searches Zach Hubbard. That's why I ask people out there with channels to mirror this video. As you'll see the information come out right now, mirror this video. I will not copyright strike you. Mirror it. You can even put ads in it and make money off of it if you want. But get it out there, especially bigger channels. Everybody needs to see this and stay away from this guy. Now, I've said that he's Jewish intelligence. He's Israeli intelligence. You might say, how do you know he's Jewish? Well, let's start with him exposing himself, talking about his last name in Gematria. Since everything is Gematria and everything revolves around Gematria, as Zach says, every single thing is fixed. Every single thing is a hoax, except when it comes to him. His last name, as he'll tell you right here, listen for yourself, with the 322 in his last name, 322 skull and bones. What a coincidence. Tell us, Zach, for yourself.
Hubbard, when you break each part down to a single digit, which is appropriate in numerology, his name becomes 322, or like March 22nd, which was the publishing date of the Bible. Also notice the name Hubbard in the lettering down below with the star right here. It has this 322 coded into the letter sequence. Isn't that interesting? Not a lot of names have that.
But wait, there's more. Hubbard, Zachary Hubbard. If you put the name Zachary K. Hubbard in Gematria calculator, what do you get? You get skull and bones as well. So not only is the 322, as Zach points out himself, as he exposes himself in his own videos, and as most of you know, these Satanists do show you the truth and expose themselves. It's just sad that people who listen to his channel can't even see through it because they're not smart enough to. They're not. And I know some of you who listen to my channel sub to him. Well, if you're Christian and you listen to his channel, you are probably extremely lukewarm. Because if you don't have a problem with what he says about Jesus Christ and Christians, you need to pick up a Bible. Because this guy is a total scumbag. But wait, so you're saying, okay, his last name, 322, skull and bones. Okay, well, that's how he operates with his Gematria. But wait, are you saying his name's not really Hubbard? Is he related to L. Ron Hubbard? Well, he'll tell you right here what his real last name is. Listen for yourself.
And by the way, yes, my last name is Hubbard, and people ask me if I'm related to L. Ron. The answer is no. In fact, I'm not even related to anybody named Hubbard. I have no bloodline to that name. My father does not know who his father is. And at one point he heard his father might be named Greenblatt, which is a Jewish last name. So I might actually be a Greenblatt. Anyhow.
Well, what do you know? Hold on, I got to sneeze. 1 second. Achoo! Achoo! Excuse me. I'm getting the sniffles. Cold weather where I am. How about that? He's really Zachary Greenblatt. Zachary Greenblatt. Not Zachary Hubbard. Greenblatt. Now you might say, well, what does that matter? His name's Greenblatt. If you look up Greenblatt, oh my goodness, look who happens to be the chairman of NBC Entertainment, Robert Greenblatt. The chairman of NBC Entertainment. Must be a coincidence, right? Zach's not making any money through YouTube. All he does is make videos every day. Everybody who does this knows how long it takes to make content. He makes 4 or 5. He might make more content than most people make in a month, in a week, or even a day sometimes. He makes 4 to 5 a day, but he has no income. And Robert Greenblatt, the chairman of NBC Zionism Entertainment. Wow, must be a coincidence, right? If you listen to my channel or anyone else's in this community, there's no such thing as coincidences, right? Zach, sir, doesn't believe in it. So, Zach, is this a coincidence that Robert Greenblatt is the chairman of NBC Entertainment? You, with your channel, don't monetize, so nobody knows how you're a homeowner or how you have income, especially when you claim the guy across the street robbed your house. I gotta ask, what kind of a man lets another man rob his house and then get away with it? This is a guy you want to have as your leader? A pansy, a guy who lets someone rob his house and does nothing about it, but then on YouTube comments says he'll kill people and put them 6 feet under? That's a complete joke. This guy is not a man. This guy, I don't even know if he could be a transgender. I don't know what he is, but he's not a man, and he shouldn't be calling himself one. letting a guy rob his home. He claims the guy across the street robbed him of all of his money and never got arrested because the cops were in on it. I mean, who's believing this stuff? Sure, what is this, a movie? Is this Copland? Is that what I'm listening to here? Yeah, sure. Everybody was in on it because you're telling the truth on YouTube. Actually, if anything, you're being funded by the elites. You're being funded to push disinfo because your channel's nothing but disinformation turd. And as a Greenblatt, with, I'm sure, your father or your uncle being the chairman of NBC Entertainment. That must be a coincidence, too. How are any of you falling for this? The guy, I mean, it's all right there. He even tells you himself. It's out of his own mouth. He didn't pull the name Greenblatt out of a hat and say, I might be a Greenblatt. He is a Greenblatt. And I tell you this stuff. I always say it. These Satanists reveal themselves to you. It is part of how they operate. They reveal themselves. This is him revealing himself in one of his earlier videos, which are just as bad as his current ones. You can even see him in all his videos wearing his yarmulke. Okay, he's got a yarmulke on his head. You might think it's a snow hat. It looks like a yarmulke to me. And somebody might say, well, wait. He says he's not fully sure. He's fully sure. Why would you come out and say a last name? What did you just wake up and say, I might be a Kennedy. I might be an Obama. I might be related to George Clooney. Of course not. He knows exactly what he is because he knows his father's last name because he knows his father. So you say, what is Greenblatt? Well, check out Ancestry.com. Do research on the name Greenblatt and the bloodlines related to the Greenblatts. Here you go. I'll do it for you. Let's take a look. Greenblatt, family history, partly Americanized form of the Ashkenazi Jew, also known as the Khazarian Jew. Some of you who might not be aware of the fake Jews the Bible speaks of, the synagogue of Satan, look no further, because that's what the Ashkenazi Jew is. It is the fake Jew. It is the Jew who has pretended to be a Jew. Now, those of the people who listen to his channel, it's amazing. I read comments where people say, Zach exposes the Zionists. He is a Zionist, you fools. All you even have to do is look at him to know he's Jewish. He's got the nose. He's got all the looks of the fake Jew, not the real Jew, because he is not a real Jew. The Khazarian Jews are the fraudulent Jews. They are Khazars, and that's what Hubbard is. Now, if you put the name Greenblatt into the gematria calculator, you'll find some interesting names that are connected, such as Soros, as in George Soros. You also get this word here. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Maybe this gematria calculator is correct. I mean, this looks pretty accurate. Not surprised to see that word associated with him. Angel of death, we see. All of this stuff. So some of you are going, well, what does this even mean? Well, this is what the guy does. He goes to his little calculator anytime something happens. He puts in words, then he looks at related words, then he makes videos that make no sense. So, for example, 2 baseball players died the other day, one of which, Ventura, on the Kansas City Royals. Only a few hours later, like a true shill would do for views, he puts up a video saying that it was a hoax. I don't know if he flew to the Dominican Republic that night to look at the evidence, to see exactly what was going on, if this man's body was there, I don't know if he contacted the family. Oh, no, he did none of it. Because he doesn't do research. He just put it into his calculator, made some bizarre connections, and then people go, I knew it. I knew it was a hoax. Because that's what shills do. They make people who do work and research look like fools. The same thing you see him do now with his new target, the flat earth community. Now, people out there are going, why is this guy targeting everyone? Well, because his channel's really bad, and his content's awful. And he's a terrible speaker. And all you got to do is look at his picture for his gematria show to know what a true douchebag he is. A picture is worth 1,000 words. In this case, it's worth 2. Douchebag. There he is for yourself, right there. This man who attacks Christians, who attacks people who believe in the flat earth, anyone who doesn't believe in what he says is a retard, is an effing moron, is many other things. But it's important for you, the listener, to realize that as Christians, I talked about this a long time ago. I talked about it when I came back. There's a lot of us in this community who don't get along. Okay, there's debates, there's arguments, there's flat earthers, there's non. But at the end of the day, as Christians, we have to band together. We don't have to like one another. All the disciples didn't get along. Some of us will make mistakes. I've made mistakes on things I've said in videos. Others have made mistakes. Okay, but it's important we band together because the divide and conquer tactic and the attack on Christianity starts and ends with Zachary K. Greenblatt. Okay, not Hubbard. Let's just start calling him Zachary Greenblatt because that's what he is. And he's attacking people out there who are doing work and research because he doesn't do any. He uses his calculator. Now, some people say, wow, but he called you a shill. Well, many people do. I could care less what some of these people say because I know how men are. I know alpha male syndrome. I dealt with it my whole life. Men always try to come after me because they're jealous. They're jealous of the success that I have when I do things. They're jealous because I have a personality that's out there where people like to listen to what I have to say. This has been going on my whole life. Hubbard's just another one of these people that I would step on in real life and in the real world. Or as Mr. Hubbard told me, I'm going to be bagging groceries once I decided to take a break from YouTube, but he was telling everyone that he ran me off YouTube as if he could make me quit YouTube, as if I care about what some Khazar Jew has to say. This video is being done because of the relentless attacks on Christians that he has put forward. The relentless attacks on flat earth people out there, calling them all sorts of names. People out there need to know that he is Israeli intelligence, and that's the reason that he's using the divide and conquer tactic. And that's all that he's using is attacking people. Now, he knows that nobody wanted to watch his videos because his videos get no views. So when he does flat earth attacks or attacks on my channel, because my channel's 5 times bigger than his and soon to be 20 times bigger because the content here is way better. I'm a better speaker. And people here who follow Jesus Christ know that God works through all of us. And this is a gift that he's given me, the gift to talk, to speak, to have discernment. There's no discernment on that channel. Now, the relentless attacks from Hubbard have only come at the expense of when I talk about pedophilia or abortion. So he re-uploaded a video he did a month ago. Think about that. Re-uploading a video from a month ago, which is still fresh. Because I talked about abortions and Satanists yesterday. And what do these people covet? They covet the flesh and the murdering and the pedophilia of children. So many of you know Ted Gunderson and the work that Ted Gunderson did. It's an absolute shame what the truther community has come from guys like Bill Cooper, Ted Gunderson, to turning into people like Zachary Hubbard, which is a complete embarrassment and a disservice to people out there who do real work. But Ted Gunderson is a shill, he said, because he put his name in the gematria calculator. And so is McMartin, and so is the Franklin cover-up, folks. I mean, it is so, I shouldn't have to say more than that. And that's what I was saying to him on the show over and over. He claimed he didn't know what they were. And if that is true, which I don't believe, I think he did know what they were, but he didn't want to go down that road on this show because he would have been called out for defending pedophiles. But if he really didn't know, should you be taking advice in a truther community for somebody that doesn't know what the McMartin and Franklin cover-ups are? When this whole thing is about God and the devil, and this is all about Satanism and their lust for children, and the blood of these children goes back to ball sacrifice? But now I want to mention about how shills monetize. This is one of the big misconceptions out there. Everybody goes, a shill, because they monetize and they have ads in their video and they're trying to make money off the video. Nobody knows how little money gets made through monetizing. It's an absolute joke. People try to go off of Social Blade, which has the most out-of-control calculator there ever has been created in the history of the world. Maybe as out of control as the gematria one. But it doesn't give you accurate readings of what anyone makes. Nobody makes barely anything that close to what it claims. But I ask you this. People calling people shills who monetize, right? I've told people why I monetize. Other people monetize. It shouldn't be a big problem. How about the people who don't monetize? Zachary Hubbard is a homeowner in Seattle, okay? His house happens to be right next to what? A FEMA camp. He lives like literally 100 yards from a FEMA camp. That's not odd at all, right? He lives next to a FEMA camp. He owns a home. He claims that the guy across the street from us robbed all his money, so he has no money at all whatsoever, even though he's done videos talking about how he's gone to Vegas and put all of his money on the Giants and the Colts to win the Super Bowl, even though as of now he picked the Patriots, the Falcons all along. If you look at it's a complete joke, but I'll get into that later. Mr. Hubbard doesn't monetize. He doesn't work. He makes 5 videos a day and doesn't monetize. If you want to raise your eyebrows and say, what is a shill? Well, why don't you ask Zach how he makes money? How does he pay his mortgage? How does he pay his bills and his groceries if he's making $0 from YouTube and he spends 12 hours a day making videos, sitting on the computer all day, stalking and harassing channels like mine? You know how he makes money? Because he's funded by Israeli intelligence. And some will say, no, that's ridiculous. He's only got 38,000 subs. He's not going to have 500,000 subs. It would be too obvious if he did, especially with the crap that he pushes. It's a perfect amount. He's right in the middle of the average truther area, 40,000 to 20,000. He sits there and he doesn't monetize, but he makes all of this money apparently because he owns a house and he doesn't have to work. But his neighbor robbed all his money. So go figure. You want to know what a shill is? A shill is someone who's being paid to do this stuff. This guy is clearly getting paid to cause division, to attack Christianity, because the number one goal, as I talk about on this channel, is to attack Christians. That's what it's about. It's an attack on Christianity. This whole war is spiritual warfare. It's an attack on Christianity. So let's look at some of the comments. Even though a lot of people who subbed to my channel apparently were really upset that I embarrassed Zach when he was on the show. And I really don't care if you were upset or not, because I'm trying to defend kids. I don't care about Zach's feelings. I know that Zach's 80 pounds soaking wet. I know that he's a little emotional girl because he comes and he cries all the time about subscribers and viewers. Like I always say, that's a sign of somebody who is so insecure with themselves and their life. That's what Zach is. If you look into Zach's history of his life, he's failed at everything he's ever done. His last business was a total embarrassment as a financial advisor or whatever it was. He's a failure after failure after failure, and it's no different with his YouTube channel. But he doesn't have to make money doing this because he is funded. And he's not funded by YouTube. He's funded by Israeli intelligence. That's why he's indoctrinating people with gematria. Because you know who uses gematria? The Jews. The gematria, the Kabbalah, the Talmud. What do I talk about with the Talmud? I'll leave my video link below because I think it's my best video. I talk about the Talmud. I show you what's inside the Talmud, how the Talmud promotes pedophilia, how the Talmud promotes child abuse and the raping of children. That is what these fake Jews read and follow. It's not a coincidence that Hubbard's attacks on me and on others focus around him defending the molestation of kids. Now, he'll come out and say, well, I love being around kids. I love teaching kids. This guy has a criminal record. He's not allowed to be around children. And of course, I won't get into this in detail because really it's none of my business, but he made it public. Most of you heard after I left and took a break, this is how amazing God is and how he works. This guy literally imploded and exposed himself. Now, some people are like, why is he doing that? Well, it's really because of the conversation me and Jeff had with him. Because he was so embarrassed and humiliated, he started attacking Christians left and right. He started attacking everyone possible. And whether or not it's a hoax that a car went through his house, really none of my business, because I don't like to get involved in people's personal lives, even though Zach has taken attacks on my family, which literally, if that was said to my face, or you could say that to my father's face about my sister, my father would uppercut you right back to your bar mitzvah, okay? But I'm not going to get into that. But a car apparently went through his house, Jewish lightning, so to speak, right? But if a car really did go through his house, it's just amazing how God works when people attack Christians, when people who are put there to attack Christians, how he works and how he operates. Because this guy imploded and exposed himself, and he can't stop. It's been like a 2-month unraveling for this guy, losing subs, getting embarrassed by everyone possible out there. He's gone after Richie from Boston. He's gone after Monograph. He's gone after people that actually have exposed him and embarrassed him. Because that's what shills do. They try to divide and conquer. They don't reach you privately. They do stuff like he did, recording conversations he's not allowed to record, showing emails without showing what he wrote in the emails. Typical shill white trash tactics, but that's what he is. He's white trash. Now, I'm not going to read some of the stuff he wrote about Christians, but I'm just going to put them on the screen as I talk. You could read it for yourself. This is how he feels about Christians. There needs to be a Christian genocide. Christians are effing morons. Christians are retards. Christians are this and Christians are that. And I've had Christians come to me and say, I support Zach Hubbard. What kind of a Christian would support somebody who not only attacks Christians and calls them retards, but also attacks Jesus Christ? Russian Vids did a video on it. I'll mirror the video. I'll show you the video. Listen for yourself.
To send a mortal man to earth to die on a cross for man's future sins, and then all God would want of mankind is for them to believe that story. Why wouldn't God instead want mankind to live as Jesus did as the most important thing?
Just heard that. Live as Jesus did as the most important thing. And that's the satanic way of Anton LaVey. Self-worship, self-importance. That's what it's all about. Subtle little hints. You got to listen carefully to the details of what this guy's saying. And it's very easy to pick through. We continue the video.
Rather than believing in the story. I don't understand how mankind's belief that Jesus came to earth and died on the cross for our sin is beneficial to us. I don't see what the purpose of that is other than to find a group of people who will agree to an idea.
And this is what the Satanists do. They deceive through words that come out of their mouth, but they really communicate with their hands and with symbols. And right here is a perfect example. Basically the pyramid sign, just like Anton LaVey.
As a Christian, this is somebody you want to follow? Somebody who attacks Christianity? His whole subscriber base is atheists or people who claim to believe in a God, but not the God of the Bible. So what God do you think they worship? They worship Satan. And why do you think his subscribers, who can't think for themselves, who let Zach do the thinking for them, who are being completely manipulated by a Jew and don't even realize it, why do you think they hate my channel so much? Because I expose pedophilia, I expose abortions, I expose all the stuff that is the core of Satanism and the occult. Not numbers in a calculator. Critical thinking is done here. And this is a community. These are the things that Zach says about his subscribers. If you don't donate to him, this is the stuff he says. And you might say, what does he want money for? Well, Zach built one of the most embarrassing websites that you'll ever see in your life. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the website because that's what Zach wants. He wants free publicity. But I'll tell you this, Zach claims that he needs $33,000 to build this website. Now, most people who have YouTube channels are aware of the internet, right? We're aware of websites. It's not 1997. It does not cost $33,000 to build a website and host a website. Not even close. And people don't find it suspicious right in their face that he picked $33,000. $33,000. Hello? He's mocking you to your face, just like I talk about. That's what these Satanists do. So he calls his subscribers effing scumbags and effing morons, and yet these people still sit there. They like to be belittled by him because it's like a cult. And Zach has this awful website where he can't even get 1,000 people out of his 38,000 to join for free because it's a disgrace and an embarrassment. But what he'll say is, you can come over on my channel and debate stuff. You could debate Flat Earth, and then he goes into his chat and calls Flat Earthers the dumbest people ever, that they should be killed. He even says that me and Jeff should be killed and 6 feet under. Sure, Zach, I'd love to see you say that to my face. I'd love to see you say it to Richie from Boston's face. After you accused him of driving a car through your house, like an absolute moron that you are. Yeah, that's exactly what Richie did. He drove all the way across the country to drive a car through your house. I think if he drove across the country, he probably would drive his fist through your face, not a car through your house, and take the jail time for that instead of something stupid like driving a car through a house. But these are the accusations that Shill's make, and they cause division amongst everyone. And the key ingredient for him is to cause division amongst Christians and to build up a following that leads people away from God. So he's trying to lure Christians into his channel and teach them and indoctrinate them with gematria, with Jewish Kabbalah, with the Talmud. That's what he's doing. You can even see his book on his shelf. He owns a book, and he claims, somebody sent me this book. It's prominently placed there. Only an idiot would do that. So you can question, say, well, if he really got it from someone, how dumb is he? Well, dumb. Because not only does he do that and put that book there, he asked for $33,000 from his subscribers. Now, let's put it this way. Just say he had an estimate for the website, and it did cost $33,000. As someone with a truther channel and a brain, you should probably ask for $32,900 or $34,000, not $33 on the button, unless you're mentally challenged. And that's what Zachary Hubbard is. He's enabling pedophilia. He's promoting pedophilia. He's supporting pedophilia. He's making sure that everybody thinks that all of these events that have happened that have been exposed by people like Ted Gunderson, the Franklin cover-up, which has been exposed by John DeCam, all of this stuff, he's protecting it. And then his subscribers go, yeah, that stuff's not really going on. But Zach, who's going to win the football game? And you might say, wait, what? Yeah, that's right. Because Zach's channel revolves around falsely picking sporting events, then changing his picks over and over. He literally picks every single team to win.
Anyhow, since making that prediction in February, more information has come to light. And I'm now thinking that the Super Bowl might be Colts and Vikings instead of Giants. If I were a betting man, I would bet on both the Colts and the Giants, as well as the Colts and the Vikings, because there's two very real narratives for both teams. And what I want to show in this video, in addition to what I've shown in the last few months with regards to the death of Prince and the upcoming Super Bowl, and the death of Denny Green in the upcoming Super Bowl, I've now made this discovery about possible predictive programming for a Colts and Vikings Super Bowl in the TV show Pawn Stars from the year 2014. Today's shooting points directly to the College National Championship football game on January 9th, which we'll get to. Don't be surprised if we see Ohio State in the College Football Championship. They just beat Michigan, their big rival this weekend. I'll show you why this is pointing to the College Football Championship. Saban Bear Bryant thing, I think we might see Alabama win again. Again, I can't guarantee it. I'm not confident like last year. I could still see it going either way. But something tells me they want Nick to tie the bear. Until next time.
Never, ever comes out and says, I'm sorry. Look at some of these messages from people. He went on and told people that the Vikings or the Giants would play the Colts in the Super Bowl. And people bet money. He did himself. He has a video where he goes and says, I go down to Vegas, and he puts his money. Well, no, who knows where the money's coming in from, right? Oh, we know, Israeli intelligence. He puts money on the Colts and the Giants. But then he says later on he didn't really pick them. He picked another team. So why would you put money on it? He puts money on the Colts and the Giants. He tells his subscribers to look at how much money these people lost. Lost money out of my kid's college tuition fund, even though I don't know why you would send your kid to college to be indoctrinated with nonsense. Or this person who lost $9,000. All these people who have been duped by this guy. But what he does, which is hilarious, because the people who follow his channel aren't really sports fans. They don't even know what they're doing. Because Zach claims that every play in a sports game is rigged. Now, listen, we know sports can be rigged. There's many games that have been rigged. Zach actually believes to the play that it's rigged, to the absolute yard and score. So he's pretty much saying the 7 days leading up to a football game, the entire team is on the field doing choreography. Even though it's visible and it's recorded, people watch practice and go there live and see them play. But he thinks it's choreographed, 7 days. So all these athletes remember exactly where they're supposed to be on each play, exactly where they're supposed to fall on each specific play. They're supposed to make this kick and miss that kick. And there's no, Mason Crosby hits a 58-yard field goal to win a game. Oh, it's fixed that way. So I guess, on cue, he could make a 58-yard field goal or miss one. That's pretty impressive. I don't know if any of you ever tried to kick a ball 58 yards. Pretty far. But that's the mindset he has, and his subscribers believe it. So what he does is he comes back with evidence and says, I told you that this team would win. He picks teams that Vegas has as 5-2 odds, like the Chicago Cubs. I told you the Cubs were going to. Yeah, so did Vegas. That's why they were 5-2 odds and the most favored team last year to win it. That's why the Cavs and Warriors played in the finals. Not because you predicted it, because no team in the NBA is even close to the Cavs and Warriors except the Spurs. So nice job picking the obvious, Captain Obvious. And now, of course, he says he's picked the Falcons all along and the Patriots. He said, I have the Giants, the Packers, and the Falcons. Oh, what about the Vikings? What about your video saying the Vikings are going to win the Super Bowl? And people don't go back and look because he has sheep that listen to his channel. People who are completely asleep, who are losing lots of money because this guy is a fraud. And this is what shills do. They don't only cause division amongst people, they cause their subscribers to believe in them. He thinks he's some type of celebrity, and he tells you that all the people who listen to him are retards, and anyone who doesn't follow him is a retard, and all of this stuff. My channel, I listen to what everyone has to say. I respect all of your opinions. This is my opinion that I'm giving, and I'm wrong a lot of the times about certain things. Just like you're wrong about some things sometimes too, right? We all just have to work together and use discernment and be, a community amongst each other and just try to do the right thing and band together as Christians. But he's got a cult over there. So with this awful website that he's built, listen to this of what he says.
Created in real life off of the web where people can move to be a part of something. Imagine a community of thousands of people as neighbors working together to make a better world, growing local food, just all the things that could come out of it. Imagine this community area, people making music together, educating together, learning together. We can do that online first. Then when we have enough numbers, when we have resources, we can accomplish some major projects.
He wants to build a community, buy land in a certain state, build a community, a utopian society. Does this sound familiar to you? Let me think of another CIA operation that sounds very familiar to you. Wait a minute, Jim Jones. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Jonestown. I will be doing a video on it soon. I was going to around Pizzagate time, but I ended up getting way into that. But Jonestown, a CIA operation, MK Ultra project, where he wants people to get everyone save $1,000. They're all going to move into a utopian society run by Zachary Hubbard, run by a guy who couldn't lead his own turd into a toilet because he can't lead. He's not a leader, but he wants you to follow him and believe in him so he can indoctrinate you with his gematria. Sound dangerous? Sound sick? That's his goal here. And his website is a data mining operation to steal your info. So don't sign up for it. It is about getting your information and then on the website, not only having your info, your address, your name, but then manipulating you with his debate area where it's, oh, well, flat earthers can come and debate regular ones, or excuse me, round earthers or whatever they call them. They can have a debate and everyone can get along and there's no fighting. Yet he censors the comments to make sure that you have to go along with the round earth. You can't have an opinion that's different than his. It has to be his opinion. This is an indoctrination. His website is to indoctrinate you with his belief system in gematria and against Christianity. And that's why it's important for Christians to band together. Okay? Gematria and all this stuff that he's pushing and pumping over there is all part of his plan of indoctrination and mind control. And you would listen to his channel. If any of you go over there and listen. And as Christians, go over there, band together and let him know how you think. And he'll tell you off on his wall. But let's watch him self-destruct together and let's band together. There's channels that don't like me. I'll even put their links to videos exposing him in my description section. I know Super Christian has a good video on him. I know Russian Vids has videos on him. I know Montagraph has videos on him. Richie from Boston has videos on him. Go check him out. The guy exposes himself every time he opens his mouth. And he has a little clique of boyfriends that will do anything to troll for him and come over and talk. Don't talk against Zachy Poo. Don't speak against Zach and gematria. You guys are Christian idiots. The joke's on you, moron. You can't call yourself a truther if you don't believe in Jesus Christ. It's amazing to me that channels like this exist and get followings, but I know it's because these people don't want to accept Jesus Christ and they want to find truth in something else, even though every single time Zach makes a video using gematria, he's proven wrong. Just like the assassination of Barack Obama, which he's been predicting for years, which never happened. He doesn't go back and go, oh, I was wrong. He just changes the story and ignores it because he's a fraud. That's what frauds do. But unfortunately, people don't go backtracking on stuff. I tell you people all the time who listen to this channel that I make mistakes. I thought Obama was going to get a third term. I really did think that. It's not a huge deal. It wasn't a prophecy. It was no different than someone saying, I think Hillary's going to win, or I think Trump's going to win. That was my belief. And when it didn't happen, I said I was wrong. I said I was wrong about Trump. I said I was wrong about Obama. I was surprised. Didn't go the way that I expected. But now I see the vision that they have. Now I understand why this is better for the divide and conquer, for martial law and all of this stuff, and division amongst all of us in America. It makes more sense. But at the time, I thought this plan might make more sense to do the Obama thing because I didn't think people would accept Trump. And they're not accepting him because of the brainwashing. But anyway, I have no problem admitting I'm wrong. I don't think I'm a prophet. I don't think I'm this is the thing. Guys like Hubbard think that they're celebrities, YouTube celebrities. They can't get enough of the attention. That's why they can't get offline. Can't get enough of it. I don't want attention. I don't even know how, people go, well, he got all these subscribers because he's a shill and he buys subscribers. Yeah, why would you buy subscribers? What is the point of buying subscribers? People like my channel because I'm real, I'm honest, I'm open, and I speak how it is and how I believe it is. And people have similar opinions. So today what I want to do is I want to make a few things clear. Zachary Hubbard is no longer Zachary Hubbard. He's Zachary Greenblatt, a Khazarian Jew. And people out there who support it, have fun being duped by a guy who lives 100 yards from a FEMA camp, who doesn't monetize videos but does this full time and owns a home that's close to Seattle, which if you look at the median household, mortgage price in that area, pretty high for someone who doesn't do anything all day except make YouTube videos and doesn't monetize them. And makes videos lying and manipulating his audience. And like I said, he's got this website, which I'm not going to plug and promote because it's an embarrassment, but it's filled with Masonic symbolism, his umbrella and his color orange, which he still goes out and goes, no, some guy just did it. Some guy did it. We didn't think of it that way. Come on, man. We didn't think of it that way. We didn't think it was Masonic or satanic in any way. We just made it. So even if that is the case, that's someone you want to follow who doesn't think, who makes mistake after mistake, who doesn't realize if he claims his 33,000 is what the guy asked for, and he's dumb enough to post that, not thinking people would be suspicious because he thinks his audience is stupid. And unfortunately, his audience is very stupid, very, very dumb. And these people call themselves truthers when the only truth in this world is Jesus Christ. So as Christians continue to divide, we really need to unite in situations like this because it's an attack on Christianity. As we all talk about. We're not all going to get along on every subject. Was I harsh to some people about the Pizzagate stuff? Yeah, I was. And I still will be because I disagree. And I think it's ridiculous that some people just automatically make videos without researching. There's a reason I don't do flat earth, round earth debates or stuff on my channel because I don't research it. And neither does Zach Hubbard. He's only doing it right now for attention. The videos he puts up about the flat earth are other people's videos because he can't even make his own content about it because he can't debate, he can't argue. So I ask you as Christians to unite. Go over, check his channel. Let him know how you feel being called a moron, what he says about your Messiah, what he says about the King of Kings, Jesus Christ, the crap that he spews about him, the crap that he spews about all of us. This is a time for us to unite. Channels like this have to go. He wants my channel 86th. How about your channel goes where it belongs, in the toilet? Oh, wait, it's already there. It's already there, Zach. And you continue to implode. So Zach will make counter videos because this is what he wants. But I'm not making counter after counter. It was just one of the reasons I didn't do a video the day before I left or the day that I planned on leaving. Because I didn't feel like getting in a debate over and over. Because then he would have went, he left, I ran him off. Just like he did. Just like I knew he'd do. This is Zachary Greenblatt, folks. And we shouldn't use the word shill anymore. Because it's just getting thrown around. He's a shill. He's a shill. If somebody doesn't like someone, they call him a shill. These people think that they're smarter than you and better than you as listeners, and they're not. And I'm not better than any of you either. Are a lot of us better than Zach? Well, yeah, in a lot of ways, many ways. I mean, it's hard to even look at this guy, right? It's like I talked about, we got grown men who weigh 80 pounds. I mean, these aren't men, these are cowards, keyboard warriors. Guys who run their mouths talking about people's dead sisters or talking about making claims that Richie from Boston made up fake stories about his computer or scariest movie ever, faked a broken arm. This is an attack on Christianity. These people are buffoons. They have no rational thinking. They have nothing. Yet they want you to join their website. They want you to come to their utopian society, which could be led by this Jim Jones wannabe. Like I said, couldn't lead a single thing. Who would listen to this moron? Moron is an understatement. A complete understatement. This might easily be the stupidest man/boy on YouTube. Now, Zach, I know you're upset because it's pretty clear if you study psychology and the brain and how people think, it's pretty clear that after the debate you claim that you won, that you were so butthurt about it, that you had to repost the video and then constantly say stuff about my family, about me, and just keep bringing it up. Yet yesterday you couldn't get over it because if you thought you won the debate, you would have just moved on. That's what I did. I didn't think twice about you. You were humiliated and embarrassed, but you keep bringing it up because you're all upset because you got embarrassed on my show. Aw, well, guess what? You're not welcome back on it because you can't be trusted because you record conversations, you send out people's emails without showing what you write first. And plus, you don't deserve free publicity, and neither does your awful website. Like I said, you can't get 1,000 people out of 38 to sign up for it. Your data mining operation. It's already been exposed. It's a failure like everything else you've done. Add it to the list of failures. The site will be down in a year, okay? And you'll be back flipping burgers somewhere. Oh, or as you told me, pushing shopping carts. It's clear you're not very well educated in anything truth. You don't research or study anything. You use your little gay calculator and you make up stories and you protect and defend pedophiles because you are a Khazarian and you follow the Talmud. So there it is, folks. And I know flat earthers out there have been attacked and Christians have been attacked. Mirror the video. Mirror it so that whenever somebody searches for Zachary K. Hubbard, they find out that he's really Zachary Greenblatt, that he's Israeli intelligence. And then people will see these videos pop up in suggested videos. And then people will know to stay away from his channel. Because this channel is beyond toxic, it's beyond poisonous, and it's beyond retarded. Telling people to go gamble money on something that he claims is fixed. And then when it doesn't go his way, the outcome, he tells people that the elitists changed it. Let's see, Zach. You had 10 Super Bowl picks. You were wrong on them all. Now what? You picking the Patriots? Oh my goodness. The team that was 1-1 odds to start the season, just like the Cubs, just like the Warriors and the Cavs. Wow. Really intelligent. Fixing hitting a baseball 300 yards. Zach even says in one of his posts, he says, I used to play baseball. Haven't you watched it? It's so easy to crank, which means hit home runs. Zach, I'll put $1,000 on the table. You get 10 pitches in a major league park. You can't hit one out. You probably couldn't even hit out of the infield. But your subscribers believe whatever you say, and that's fine. I don't really care, because I don't care about you. So stop putting my name in your mouth for views. I'm sick and tired of these channels growing off of this channel. I'm sick and tired of little babies who can't win debates like Zachary Hubbard running his mouth. Listen, you're on a really crappy, radio station, you claim, whatever that live stream thing is, which I won't even say the name of that, another embarrassment to the truther community, which of course doesn't promote Christianity, it just promotes ridiculous theories like gematria, running and controlling every single thing that goes on. Of course, we know how numerology works with the occult and Satanists. It doesn't mean that they don't use gematria in a certain sense, but it doesn't mean every single thing that happens in this world is a hoax related to a calculator. There's actual evidence that needs to be proven, but of course, instead of looking into Pizzagate and things like that, he just plugs it into a calculator like a buffoon and says, look, I've proved it's wrong. James Alifantis equals 7,432.7, and if you multiply that by 3 and minus 27 and then add 4, it equals 33. Huh? Give me a break, man. It's time that you go. Because I know he was talking about taking out the trash on YouTube. Well, we need to flush the turds, is what I say. Or some of you like to say clean the swamp, right? But let's talk about flushing the turds. This is a channel that's got to go. So I know I've done this before with videos that I've been provoked and attacked in. And this is just another example. But you guys have remained strong. You've had my back. And I am the most loyal person there is on the planet. Okay, I'm loyal to my friends. I'm loyal to you people who listen. A lot of people who I had helped, who had messaged me for prayers for their family and stuff like that after he came on and got embarrassed because they liked his channel and they fell for how he acts because it's an act how he talks. He acts like that and goes, come to my channel. You can debate stuff. It's for everyone. It's for you. I did it for you. And then in the comment section, he tells everyone to go F themselves and to donate money and that he has cheapskates following his channel because they won't give him their money. How are you people falling for this? You like to be treated like this? Your government treats you this way already. Then you go for truth and you let this guy, this egotistical sociopath, this narcissist treat you like this? The guy is a fool and a joke. And all the channels I know that most of you listen to, whether it's Russian vids, myself, there's tons of good channels out there. Amongst all of us, even if we've talked once or twice, anytime Hubbard's name comes up, people laugh hysterically. He's the biggest joke claiming to be within this community. The biggest one. Anytime his name comes up, people just start cracking up. They can't believe that you people buy this stuff. They can't believe that people let him talk down to them and then go, okay, Zach, you're the best. I believe in you. He's a YouTuber. He's a guy in his basement making videos, just like I'm a guy making videos. We're just people. Stop worshiping these people. He wants you to worship him. I want you to worship Jesus Christ. I want you to pick up a Bible and realize all this darkness in the world, why it's going on. And for people to call themselves truthers who don't believe in Jesus, they're not truthers. How dumb can you be to see all this stuff going on, realizing it's going on, seeing the Satanism aspect of it, and then not thinking Jesus Christ is real? Hello? That's how dumb people like Hubbard are. So I'm not going to continue to go on and on and on. I'm sure he'll make tons of videos now. He gets off on this. He loves the attention. He's dying for attention. Always has been, always will be. And has been is the right word to use. Because if there is anyone who's a has been on YouTube, it's this guy. So we can only hope he shuts his channel down at some point. But he won't because he needs the idol worship and the attention. He needs people to go clamoring over his awful work, which takes him 5 seconds to do because you can just look up gematria calculator for yourself and you can do the research. So again, Zachary K. Hubbard, the name, Skull and Bones, 322 in the lettering if you're someone who believes in gematria. right? Telling you right to your face, but also not his name. It's Greenblatt. And if he is related to a Hubbard, would it surprise you if that Hubbard was bloodline related to Elron? Of course not. Look at what he's doing. Wake up, people. No one on this channel, you don't have to like me or like this channel. I don't care. I understand why people don't like me. You know why? Because I have self-awareness. I can look in the mirror. I understand my flaws. I understand how I come across. It's not a big deal to me. But as Christians, whether you like me or don't, we need to band together. You don't have to sub to my channel. Do whatever you want. Sub to who you want. Listen to who you want. Use your own discernment. But do not follow people like this because they are indoctrinating you with the belief system of Kabbalah and the Talmud and the synagogue of Satan. And this man is a Jew himself. And another thing. So again, I ask people out there, flat earthers, mirror this video. Christians, mirror the video. Go over to his channel. Let him know how you feel, how he wants Christian channels shut down, how he wants Christians, a Christian Holocaust is what he's calling for, a Christian Holocaust. So he wants you dead as Christians. He wants to kill off Christianity. Why do you think that is? He just can't stand Christians' attitudes because he's working for them. This is their overall goal. I talked about it since day one, is to destroy Christianity. So when people go, I don't know what a shill is. Oh, they call me a shill. They call Vigilant Christian a shill. Why? Because we have different, you look at him and you don't like his face, you don't like his content or his attitude, or you don't like mine, or you don't like Richie from Boston, or you don't like Nicholson 1968, all these people that this guy attacks. This guy is literally the definition of what one is. And I've said this before on my live shows. People say, who's a shill and who's not? There's people I don't get along with. There's people who have done attack videos on me. I wouldn't call them a shill, okay? I'll say it mockingly, but I wouldn't call them a shill and say this person's 100% a shill. They're bought and paid for. This guy is a shill. Reasons stated in this video. Income reasons. Who's paying him? His location to the FEMA camp. His lie after lie. His Jewish lightning stories. All of this stuff. This is how they work. And besides the fact that people who listen to it get ridiculed on a daily basis, I can't understand how you fall for it. But there's no discernment on that channel. There's no discernment. All there is douchery. There's no bigger douchebag. You think PewDiePie is a douchebag? Check this guy out. Bigger douchebag. Bigger one. Embarrassment to the human race. A complete embarrassment. Now, I would never wish for this guy to get killed, even though he wishes it on me and Jeff and all Christians out there. But it would be nice if guys like this were caged and locked up, because that's where they belong. And let's only hope and pray that he doesn't procreate. But I don't know if he's capable of doing that, because like I said, when we put Greenblatt into the calculator, I don't know if this guy can procreate, if you know what I mean. Last time I checked, men can't get pregnant. Although, if you see some of the recent videos I've done on these trannies, apparently they can. But you know what I mean. You get the point. So let's mirror this. Let's get the word out. Go over to his channel. Let him know how you feel about the attacks on Christianity. Look at his garbage content for yourself. Use your discernment and stay away from his channel. Okay? This is the only time you ever heard me say stay away. Stay away. Unsubscribe. Take my advice. I've talked about other people before who have attacked me. I never said don't listen to them. I've said use your discernment. If you like the guy, then listen, but use your discernment. This channel, I'm telling you, is bought and paid for. I'm telling you that this guy is a shill. So if you listen to the stuff I say in this channel and you believe a lot of what I say as far as my discernment and my view on things, trust me on this. And don't listen to little things, because I know people go, I unsub, but they still go in and peek. He is complete disinformation. He is complete mind control, and he has an agenda here. And the agenda isn't just to steal money for a fake website and then go gamble it on his awful sports picks. His agenda is to rile people up, divide Christians, and then get them into a utopian society, very similar to Jim Jones and the drinking of the Kool-Aid, which was all an MK Ultra project. That's what's going on here. And again, his website is laughable. His content is laughable. He can't even get 1,000 people to sign up for his pathetic website. I don't need to continue to say it. The proof is in the pudding. He's another guy who's obsessed with me, who can't get my name out his mouth. Apparently, he thinks he's running me off YouTube, and he's going to try to do it again, as if I care what he has to say. I make it real simple. Like I said before, anytime, any place. I've said it to other people. Anytime, any place, Hubbard. Anytime, any place. Okay? Keyboard warrior. Blaming Montagraph for putting a squirrel under your car. I mean, the asinine things that he comes up with. It's asinine. Says a YouTuber went to his house and put a dead squirrel under his car. It's the first time he's seen a dead squirrel. He said, it's got to be Montagraph. I mean, what kind of drugs are you on? He does openly admit that he does do drugs when he makes his video. I know some of you say, well, marijuana is not a drug. Well, I guarantee he does more than that. You can look at him. He's blazed out of his mind in half the videos. Listen to his videos talking about his life story. He changes the story every time. I got robbed. Let me tell you about my ex-girlfriends. Nobody cares, Hubbard. Do the world a favor. Why don't you just reveal it to your audience that you're a Khazarian Jew, that you're a bloodline Jew? Because the gig is up. It's over. And the sound of the toilet you hear flushing is the sound of your YouTube career. But wait, it's already been there for a long, long time. So flat earthers, again, mirror it. People, mirror the video. Get it out there. Go let them know how you feel. Christians, band together. This is divide and conquer. This is an attack on Christianity. And this is pure filth and pure garbage. He'll come out with his attack videos. I'm not responding because I can't listen to any of the videos he does. I can't sit through it. I can't sit through the video. Hey, truth seeker. I can't. It's too irritating to me. Doesn't get my blood pressure up. It actually puts it down. I fall asleep half the time. I understand exactly what he's saying about gematria. Just he uses it and twists it, and it's all lies. So Hubbard, again, sorry you came on my channel. You got embarrassed in a debate. You ran off the air cursing and crying. And then you've made the mistake of continually putting your foot in the mouth since I've been gone on a break, continually thinking that you were the one who did it, like a little girl, like a little baby, like I'd ever care what some Khazarian Jew has to say about me or my channel. Your divide and conquer tactics will not work with me. They won't work with other Christians because we're becoming more united than ever. And it's important that we continue to unite. We will have disagreements and things like that as Christians, but we need to continue to unite, and we need to make sure these attacks on Christianity don't happen, because when Christians go over to channels like his, they get lured in and brainwashed and indoctrinated with the gematria that he pushes. Now, I'm not saying gematria isn't real. Russian Vids uses gematria, and he uses it the right way. He doesn't go overboard. He knows how to use it. He has discernment. He has Jesus Christ with him. But when you're taking every world event and plugging it into a gematria calculator and then convincing the world that this is what's going on, it's pretty pathetic. There's no research done. There's no evidence. There's nothing. Not even circumstantial evidence. Nothing. So Hubbard, here's your receipt. Enjoy it. Let everybody make sure it's Zachary Greenblatt. And instead of saying the word shill from now on, just call him a Hubbard or a Hubbardism. Because that's what a shill is. Not even letting you know that his name's Greenblatt. Why do you think he hides it? He said it in plain sight, but why do you think he doesn't answer when he's on the show with me, asking him about being a Jew, hiding it, but then doing little attacks because they give you little truths on their channel, little attacks on Zionism on his channel, little bit here, little bit there. Oh, it's JewTube, he always says. But you are one. Now go talk to your uncle Robert Greenblatt or your father, whatever he is, the chairman of NBC Entertainment. I'm sure he'll send you another check to continue your divide and conquer tactics. But at the end of the day, just like everything you've done, it'll fail. Just like your YouTube channel career is a failure. And just like this pathetic website you made is a total flop and a failure. Now, as Christians, we all should band together. We all need to be on the same team because we all know the ultimate truth, and that is that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. And when people like that claim themselves to be Christ reborn, as he even wrote in his own words, Christ reborn equals Zachary Hubbard, the Zionist shill agent that he is an absolute abomination to the world. And as Zach once wrote on his channel, he said something along the lines of, because I took a break, that he put me to bed. Zach, get off the tracks while the train's coming through, pal, okay? If you put me to bed, then it looks like I just put you in a coma. And for the sake of humanity, hopefully you take your awful content and keep it on your pathetic website that nobody wants to see. You know, the one you said you originated and created on your own, even though there's tons of websites that do the same thing, yet you continue to put all your content on YouTube like a hypocrite and a liar. Debate's over, pal. Argument's over. Keep my name out of your mouth. Microphone dropped. And don't send your little shill pals over to my channel because I could care less what anyone has to say who doesn't believe in Jesus Christ. Blocked. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Do video after video. I don't care. Have fun explaining to your subscribers that you're really a Greenblatt and you're really Jewish and you're really Khazarian Jew. Explain that to your subs. And Christian followers of this channel, go let them know how you feel about the stuff he said about your Messiah. Because the people over on that channel, if you read, are very sensitive about me debating Zach and putting him in his place and embarrassing him for covering for pedos, for not even knowing what the Franklin cover-up is. And this guy claims to be a truther. This guy has rocks in his head. That's why he's blazed out of his mind in his videos. He doesn't even know what he's saying. He's comparing the Super Bowl to the TV show Pawn Stars and saying it's predictive programming. Huh? People follow this. People listen to this. It's like a stoner community over there. It's just people who do drugs who don't use critical thinking. There's none going on there. There's absolutely zero. So mirror this video, channels. You have my permission to mirror it. Get the word out. Let people know out of his own mouth that he admits to being a Greenblatt. He's no longer Zachary Hubbard, and he never was. He's Zachary Greenblatt. Relation to the NBC chairman. Relation to Jewish bloodlines, Khazarian. That's who the guy is. That's why he constantly attacks Christians specifically, because even the Talmud says to attack and go after Christians. That's their goal, is to destroy Christianity. So why do you think he only goes after Christians? Clearly we know why. And he has a bunch of atheist and Satan worshipers following his channel, and he's leading them all to hell. So don't fall for it. Unsub it. Let the guy know what you think. And keep garbage like this off YouTube. Hashtag get Hubbard off YouTube. I thank you for listening to this long episode, this long show, but it was very well needed in support of Christians out there who have been under ruthless attack from this egotistical, narcissistic pansy, because that's what he is. Go let somebody else rob your house again and do nothing about it, and then claim you want to lead a truther community. You let somebody come to your house and take your money like a little turd. And then you try to get sob stories and give them out so people will send you money. Get a life, man. Hey, Zach, what's that sound? Hold on. Oh, yeah. It's your truther / YouTube career. Bye-bye.